So this is the second half, part 2 of percentages. I have left this stuff from last time, but now we're going to make this a bit more advanced. So what can we do with percentages? So I will leave this bit here. You could be asked something like this. So there's another way of calculating percentages of amounts. So you could have, for example, a question like this. Jeans were £20, now reduced 20%. What is the new price? First thing students get wrong is failure to read the question. They're asking the new price of the jeans. They don't want to know what is 20% of 20. Yes, you'll need to know what is 20% of £20, but they want the eventual new price. So let's do this bit at a time. Now, for those of you who saw the previous video, you could do this. So times by top, so you do 20 times 20 equals 400. And then you divide by bottom, so you could then say, well, 400 divided by 100 equals 4. For those of you who listen to the dividing by 100 video, you will know it is 4 immediately because you will play with the decimal points to get the answer 4. But another way of doing it, and this is useful with percentages, is you can do something completely different. You can say, well, 10% of any number is just dividing that number by 10. So you can say, well, 10% of 20 equals 2, because it is the same as saying 20 divided by 10, so it equals 2. It's always a good fact to know 10% of something is the same as saying dividing that something by 10. So you say, well, if 10% is 2, I can also add another 10%. So I say, well, 10% of 20 equals 20 divided by 10 equals 2. And then you are allowed to do this. You can say, well, 10%, I did 10% twice. 10% and 10% makes 20% of 20 must equal these two here, i.e. the answers to your two 10% is equal to 2 plus 2. Because you just drag your answers down. Which equals 4. So you're allowed to do that. Now it says, what is the new price? So the new price must be 20 take away 4 equals £16. That is the answer they want, not this. Yes, this answer here will get you marks, but what they're really looking for is this, or ideally they want this and this to get the full marks. Okay, too many students stop at this point here and walk away because they failed to read the question, which then brings me back to my final point. Once again, it's a reading the question. What is the reduction in price? So they do not want this time that. That's rubbish. They want the reduction, i.e. all they wanted you to do was to go all the way down and stop when it says 4. Yeah? Because it has reduced, or you've reduced by 20%, you reduced the price of the jeans by £4. So your reduction is that. So all I want to summarize, yes, one other thing. For those astute amongst you, you'll realize that 5% of something must be half of your 10% value. So you can conclude here that 5% of 20 equals 2 divided by 2, which equals 1. Because once again, you take your 10% number. Let me just scrub that. You take a 10% number and you are allowed to pull that down and halve it, i.e. divide by 2 to get you 1, because 10 divided by 2 equals 5. Just wanted to point that one out as well. And one other point, to find out 1% of something, you can, and this is a rule worth memorizing, you can divide by 100. This is money, so it will be 0.20. That's just another thing I wanted to point out. 1% is the same as dividing by 100. I think I've said enough, so I will leave it at